Today's video is inspired by the BBC Africa Eye investigation that recently exposed fraudulent recruitment agencies that have been scamming people of their hard-earned money, and when they get here, either there are no jobs or there's just a different arrangement from what they had planned. And I do not want that to be you. That is why I'm making this video today, to tell you why people get scammed, to show you the most updated government guidance on applying for health and social care jobs in the UK from abroad. We'll also be exploring how to spot fake recruitment agencies and how to find the ethical recruiters list that operates in accordance with the code of practice. And also, we'll be looking at the red list countries, the red, the amber, and green list countries and what they mean. And finally, the safe ways to apply for UK healthcare jobs. This might be a long video or it might not be, so you've got to be patient because this is really an eye-opener and very educative. It might help somebody. You get your water, get your coffee, get your popcorn, and sit down. Let's explore this together. We're all going to learn it together, and I will show you on the screen as well as I'm talking so that we all see it and explore together. So if you've not subscribed yet, don't wait anymore. Just click the subscription button and hit notification bell so that you don't miss any videos from this channel. Let's get right into it. So why do people get scammed? Now, there are so many people that want a better life for themselves, and honestly, you can't fault anyone for wanting a better life. But some of these people are also very desperate, and desperation is one reason why people would prey on you and get your money. Even if you're desperately looking for a job, you should also have the correct information in hand, and we'll be going through this. Most recruiters, some of them anyway, the fraudulent ones, will always come with money first. Anyone that asks you to pay for getting a job is a fake one, because the UK government does not work like that. You sell your house, you sell your properties, you sell everything you've got, and you give your hard-earned money to these people only to come here and you find out that you've not got the hours, or you're the one that is rather paying yourself. How are you going to survive? So knowledge is power. The first red flag will be when somebody asks you to pay any kind of fee, processing fee, blah, 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 and all that. That will be your first red flag. It is not a crime to want a better life for yourself, but let's get the information right. So we'll be going through the updated guidance together on how to apply for health and social care jobs in the UK, the part 1, so that we are all aware of what we are doing. Right, this is it here. And it says this is guidance for people from overseas who want to work in health and social care in the UK. We want to make sure you understand the process of recruitment, are well informed about working rights and standards, and have the information you need to make decisions. So we'll just go through here. You can see, unfortunately, some people and organizations may try to exploit you during the recruitment process. The recruitment processes and agencies section includes information on avoiding scams. Everything you need is actually on the government website, but if you don't know where to look or how to even get this information, that's where the problem happens. And unfortunately, some people actually have this information in hand, but they still try to cut corners. And when you try to cut corners, that is where you land yourself in more trouble. So let's just continue. Right. Here it says, healthcare in the UK is mainly provided by the NHS, a group of public bodies that provide or arrange medical care for all permanent residents in UK. Right, we'll just go to the main thing here. Right, recruitment processes and agencies. So it says, when choosing a recruitment agency, do your research. Check if an agency has a strong track record and positive reviews from both candidates and employers. Do not pay money to UK-based agencies to find work in the UK. This is illegal. Some trade unions and professional associations can offer support before you start your employment. And these are the two different methods of international recruitment, either through NHS jobs or find a job in social care. If you click on this NHS jobs, we are doing this together, remember. If you click on this, it takes you to this site that you can actually find NHS jobs. And if you click on this, it takes you to this site where you can find social care jobs. You just type and you search. Now we are going to talk about recruitment and red list countries. So red list countries are those countries that there is no active recruitment from the UK government because of World Health Organization's recommendation, either because they are lacking healthcare staff or they're actually having shortage of healthcare staff. Hence, international recruitment is like massive recruitment is not supposed to be happening there. If an agency is actively recruiting from those countries, they shouldn't be doing that. But this doesn't mean that if you're in the red list country, you cannot apply as an individual. You can apply as an individual, but you cannot be recruited by an agency. That is what it means. We'll go through the list. But this also goes to say that if you are in one of these countries we'll be seeing now, and a recruitment agency contacts you about job offers and all of that, you should be careful because it might be scammers, because they are not supposed to be doing this. And we'll go through the list now so that you see. You can apply yourself on the site, but do not be recruited by an agency. So this is the recruitment and red list countries. We will click on this one so that it will take us to the country, right? So these countries, like I said earlier, they are graded red, which means no active recruitment is permitted from these countries, except there is a government to government agreement that is put in place between the UK and a partner country. It will restrict UK employers, contracting bodies, recruitment organizations, agencies, and collaborations to the terms of the agreement. The country will be added to the amber list, and recruitment can happen only on the terms of the agreement. Right. So these are the red list countries. I'm not going to read them out loud. Just walk on the screen with me and then I will scroll through. You can read through and see for yourself. Let me just call some: Afghanistan, Angola, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Nigeria, Congo, Ethiopia, Ghana, Guinea, Lesotho, Liberia, Malawi, Madagascar, Mozambique, Niger, Rwanda, Senegal, Somalia, Uganda, Zimbabwe. There are lots and lots of them. So go through it. And then these are like the amber countries, which means there is a government to government agreement to recruit from these countries, Kenya and Nepal. And then these are the green countries, which means active recruitments can happen here, meaning agencies are actually permitted to, or recruitment agencies are permitted to recruit from these countries. There are only 4 of them: India, Malaysia, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. So if somebody comes to you as a recruitment agent and you are in a red list country, that is one red flag. And you can see that from that video from BBC Africa, most of the people that came up to talk about their stories are mostly Nigerians and Ghanaians, and they are in the red list countries. So we have to know this to avoid these people taking our monies all the time. Now, if you want to choose a recruitment agency for those that are allowed active recruitment, there is an ethical recruiters list that is published on the government website. These people practice in accordance with the code of practice. If you're using a UK-based agency, please check that they appear on this list. Now, also the government will tell you, before choosing a recruitment agency, do your own research. Speak to several agencies to compare working practices, values, services provided, and whether they charge fees. If the agency is based in the UK, they cannot charge you fees for finding work. They cannot. I hope you now know this and you don't pay anybody money, because you might end up coming here and not getting a job. And if you've sold houses or borrowed money, like some people from this story in BBC Africa, how would you pay them back if you're coming here and they are the one that is rather paying your employer to pay you? It's really sad, honestly. So you cannot give them money. Check also if the agency has strong track record and positive reviews from both candidates and employers. So this is the ethical recruiters list. We'll click on here and go through it together, right? This brings us to this page, ethical recruiters list. And this was updated March 10th, 2025. So it's if you go through all of them, you see these are the agencies, the professions they supply, that is the people they actively recruit, and the framework, and is it a recruitment agency, is it an organization, is it collaboration? You have all the information here. So if you click on any one of these, right, it will give you information on the recruitment agency. Let me click on one just as an example. Let's say Blissful Health, right? So this is one of the ethical recruiters that I just clicked on. You see all the information about them here, international, permanent. They tell you information for candidates, tattoo sponsorship, or a lot of information. So you use the right people to get here. Anybody that is not on this list is likely not practicing according to the code of practice. If you stick by the rules and follow what the UK government is telling you here, trust me, you might not find yourself in the trouble that many people have found themselves in right now. That brings us to agency fees. Fees for both UK-based agencies and those based overseas are usually paid by the UK employer. So you see where we are now. Agency fees should be paid by the employer. So let's say, for instance, an agency is recruiting for the NHS or a particular care home in the UK. You shouldn't be charged agency fees. The recruiter, or sorry, the employer, say the NHS now is the employer that has asked an agency to recruit on their behalf. NHS pays the recruitment agency, not you. That is what this statement is talking about. So you shouldn't be charged for finding work. I don't know how many times I've said that. And then it also says that you can report any agency based in Great Britain that is charging recruitment fees using the online form or by email to this email address on the screen. Everything is here. If they are based in Northern Ireland, contact Employment Agency Inspectorate. So you can see they said Great Britain. So Great Britain here is England, Scotland, and Wales. It didn't include Northern Ireland. So you only use this information here. For those in this part of the world, you can use this email address. And if it's Northern Ireland, use this, okay? But also know that overseas agencies may charge you a fee if the law in the country they are recruiting from allows it. So if the agency is not based in the UK and is based in another country, they can charge you for it. But that is only if the law in your country allows it. So check and get knowledge about that. It also says here that some agencies charge optional additional services. They cannot make this a condition of finding you a job. Also, this has to be clear. Separate the two. Some people hide under this cover of additional fees and they're actually charging you for finding a job. If the fee is too outrageous, that should be a red flag. They might charge you for things like, you can see here, interview coaching, career counseling, helping you to write your CV and all of that. All the things, or helping you move to the UK, finding your accommodation and booking your flight. This can be charged, but not under the umbrella of finding you a job. So, but these are the things they cannot charge you. They cannot charge you for recruitment fees. They cannot charge you for sponsor license fee. They cannot charge you for certificate of sponsorship. They cannot charge you for immigration skills charge. The agency must make it clear to you how much the charge is and what it is for. This must include information about your right to cancel or withdraw and how much notice you must give. See, this is very clear. This is very, very clear. Like they are making it in plain black and white for everybody to see. The agency that is recruiting you, if they do not have a clear information on, okay, this charge is for this, I'm charging you £1,000, 100 is for interview coaching, 200 is for your accommodation, 300 is for your support with visa. This is the clear information you need. And it also have to come with the right to cancel, how much notice you can give, and the right to withdraw. Anybody that does not You see, what I have shown you now, anybody that is acting in the opposite direction of this is a red flag. Be careful where you put your hard-earned money. The amount of money I heard people pay in that video is outrageous. That money can literally change a lot of lives. That video on BBC did a very good job in exposing those people, but these details were not there. Hence the reason I am bringing it out to you, so that you see for yourself what the government says about this, and you will not blame UK government for most of the things that are happening, because they have made it clear here. If you come down here, you see professional organizations that can support you: trade unions, professional associations, employment and immigration advice, access to legal services, and other professional services. You should consider joining one as soon as you start your job. Yeah, I in one of my videos on my experience living in healthcare in the UK about joining a union. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of joining a union in the UK. It has helped me a lot. I cannot even start breaking down what I lost the years that I did not join a union, plus what I have gained after I've joined the union. So when you come in here, try to look for a union that caters for your job needs and join. Then these are scams to look out for and how to check if a job is real. First of all, be aware of scams and job offers that sound too good to be true. Examples of potential scam, the warning signs and what to check are provided below. If you commit fraud, you risk losing your job, you lose your professional regulation, you risk being refused a visa, you risk being banned from taking the test in the future. So one way of spotting fraudulent jobs or recruitment agencies is, one, you are being asked to pay recruitment fees. A recruitment agency should never ask you to pay a fee for finding your work. You can see how many times this has been repeated on this website, several times, so that you are not losing your money. Do not accept the offer. The second one here is, you are offered an easy way to pass an exams. We've all heard about the unfortunate situation that happened to some nurses that wrote an exams in center, I don't know, somewhere in Nigeria, I'm not sure. Yeah, somewhere in Nigeria. And the whole story, I don't want to go into it, but something happened in that center and all of them are actually most likely going to lose their licenses, their pins, if they have not done that already. So if you're offered an easy way to pass an exam, please reject it. Just do the right thing, and the Bible said the truth shall set you free. And there's this freedom that comes with you just doing the right thing. Your mind is not pulsating every second, you're thinking that, oh, somebody has found me out or not. I don't know. That is how I operate. I don't know about you, but just do the right thing and save yourself all of this stress. So these are all the examples of fraud: purchasing test certificate, accepting offers to access test database to change your test score, accepting offers to supply test content, proxy testing, fake test centers operating without official documentation. All of them are here. I'll do my best to link the description, sorry, the link. I'll do my best to link this site in the description box, so that after all of this is said and done, you will go through it and you have a reference point. Okay? We're still talking about scams to look out for. Another one is if you are offered a job which is not real or based on false promises. These are all the things that are indicators of a job that is not real. All of them. Here them. Another thing is if you're charged fees that should be paid by your employer, which includes sponsor license fee, COS fee, immigration skills charge. Do not pay. Let me highlight it. Do not pay. It is against the laws to pay for COS. Now, you're also risking your job paying for COS. One way or another, somehow, someday, somehow, these people are always found out. You'll find them out. So if I'm even asked to pay for COS, my sister and my brother will not pay. Because if the government finds out that this is happening in this company and that sponsor license is taken away from them, you are also risking your job, because your sponsorship will also be cancelled. be given 60 days to go back to your country, or you find another job. And let's be honest, it's not that easy to find jobs now. And there are so many people in thousands that have lost their COS and are looking for jobs. So where would you now come in? So please, let's avoid this. Anyone that asks you to pay for COS, run. Another thing is you're pressured into signing an employment contract that you do not understand. It's all here. Another red flag is you're contacted by an agent asking for payment to fix a visa problem. Scam. Now, this is how to check if a job is real. The guidance is here. If it's NHS, I already showed you how to, the link on the website on how to go directly to NHS. If it's care jobs, I already showed you that as well. If it's charity, it is here. Now, if you're applying for a job within an independent provider that is not the NHS, check that the company is real by looking it up on the company's house website. There's a link from this page that links you to the company's house website where you can check for any company you're applying to. You check them here. That's where you know if they are real. If it is not registered, do not take the job. Don't. You'll be stranded when you get here. Check for typical salaries of the job and then compare it with what they are offering you to know if it matches. If the discrepancy is too much, red flag, run. Check and scrutinize employers' website. Some scammers will create their own website. You could check whether the company is registered with the Care Quality Commissions. So we now know that no care company is allowed to employ care assistants or care workers if they are not registered on the Care Quality Commission. That rule was implemented in March of last year. So they have to be registered with Care Quality Commission to be able to sponsor health and care workers. You also check whether the company has physical location by looking for the address on the website. Very important. If the website of the employer or agency is focused on visa opportunities to come to the UK rather than the care it provides, red flag. So if you go on their website and it's a care company and all they're talking about is recruitment, they're not actually telling you the kind of care they provide, what kind of patients they look after. Look at them twice. That is not to say that if you see a care company that is recruiting international applicants, you should immediately say, oh, these people are fake. Go through the website. There are other like subheadings. You will see other things about the care home, it's not solely focused on recruitment. That is what this point is trying to say. So understand your financial position. Check if the job meets the minimum salary requirement for health and care worker visa. You should know how much health and care worker visa is now. From April next year, it's going to be 25,000. So, sorry, not April next year. From this April, yeah. From this is April. We are from April. The minimum requirement for health and care worker visa is now going to be 25,000, no longer 23. I think, yeah, right. 20, is it 20? Something like that. So check that the job meets that requirement before you accept it. And then check if the salary compares to typical salaries and if the salary is fair for the job you're going to be doing. Also check typical living expenses. If you're going to places like London, the salary they're offering you, is it enough to cover expenses in London? Ask around how much is houses, how much you pay for bills. It's very expensive to live in London. So you have to check all of that. Compare with your salary. Is it something that is reasonable? Is it something that is doable? Before you just come in here, the next thing you'll be working and paying bills and you don't have anything to send back home to your parents or to even take care of yourself. Your expected salary, if you work for the NHS, you'll be paid in line with the agreed pay bands. The bands are different depending on which part of the UK you'll be working in. Yeah, that is right. So NHS England, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Wales, they are all here. You go through them and see their pay bands for each of them. So the information here is a lot. The cost of recruitment process, there are costs involved at different stages of the recruitment process. Some costs must be paid by your employer. This includes costs related to your sponsorship, to the sponsorship of your visa, and other costs may be paid by your employer on your behalf. So just go through it. So requirement to drive and cost. Most employers will require you to have a driving license before you apply for this type of role, that is a health and care. So you should ask them to explain if they can support you to get a car. I've talked about preparing for your to get your COS on this channel. So if you check that video, I mentioned this there. You can also check if you can exchange your license with the UK license. So make sure you get yourself settled before you get here. Every other thing is here. I'll just scroll through them. When on the website, you can read through for yourself. Changes to your employment contract. Employers cannot change your offer without checking with you. So know your rights, know what needs to be done, and I've given you also the email to do your reporting. So now, maternity rights for people that are pregnant. If you've just recently moved to the UK, you are unlikely to qualify for maternity pay. It is all here. To qualify for maternity pay and other benefits as an employee, you must meet certain conditions, such as length of continuous service with your employer. So there's so many videos on the internet talking about maternity rights, sick pay, and the rest. All the information you need is on the government website. So check there and you will have the right information for you. Then organizations that can help you, I've talked about this already, trade union and the rest, visa dependent and professional regulations, health and social and care worker visa, bringing family dependent, bringing children from previous relation. So the whole guidance is here. I will stop here for guidance for now because we've taken long on this. I will move to another part of this video. So as you can see from the guidance, we've already covered the red flags, we've already covered the red list countries, we've already covered the safe ways to apply for jobs, the links to get apply for jobs from legitimate website, where to check, how to check if a company is fake or if it's true. Everything has been covered on that guidance as we were talking. So always verify companies that are offering sponsorship using the guidance I've just given. Through there, you check the company and see if they are legitimate. And because the government website has all the list of approved sponsors, and for care, those that are like the registered with the CQC, Care Quality Commission. So your dream of working in the UK is very valid. Don't let anybody make you feel that you dreaming to move abroad is a very bad thing. But also don't let desperation land you in trouble. Do it right so that you can come here and actually enjoy your stay in the UK like everyone else, instead of struggling to pay debt back home or struggling to pay your employer to pay you. Honestly, that video, I was really touched by the pains of those people, and probably they never knew this. And it's really hard, even for those that are legitimately employed in the UK, to save money to help themselves pay bills, send back home, and do other stuff, because we are not just here to work and living from hand to mouth. Then imagine you coming here and you're the one paying your employer to pay you, or you're now the one looking for where to find jobs. It is hard. It is very hard. So your dream is real, it is legitimate, but don't get into the hands of scammers because you want to get here. It is going to be very, very hard for you. You cannot come to the UK for a better life and you're way worse than how you left Nigeria or how you left your country. It just doesn't make any sense. Some people were living way better in their countries than how they are now, just because of some of these mistakes that are avoidable. I'll be dropping all the links in the description box. Make sure that you have subscribed. Make sure to share this video with people that are dreaming of moving abroad, irrespective of the country you are in, whether you're red list, amber, or green. Share it with as many people as that are wanting to move abroad. Let them know about this guidance. Let them know what to expect, what to do, and where to find the right jobs. And subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe. Bye for now.